always knew that I wanted to work with animals, having grown up on a small farm and having had a lot of pets over the years. I decided to do some work experience at my local veterinary practice and I really enjoyed it. So I started to go to open days at vet schools during my GCSE years. After looking into the courses and doing a range of work experience, I decided that being a vet was what I wanted to do with my life. I applied to a few vet schools and gained a place at the University of Bristol. I studied there for 5 years and qualified as a veterinary surgeon at the end of this. After finishing my degree, I started working as a vet. My typical working day involves either a full day of consulting, which is examining pets during appointments, or a day of operating. On the days I consult, I examine pets during routine appointments, such as for medication reviews or for vaccinations, and I also see urgent and emergency cases. I might dispense medications, write prescriptions, and carry out further investigations such as blood tests. Occasionally, I admit a pet for treatment or for diagnostic tests, such as x-rays or ultrasound scans. Occasionally, pets need to be transferred to a specialist for further treatment or further investigations. On the days I operate, I admit my patients in the morning and I discuss the procedure with the client. Sometimes blood tests need to be carried out prior to a procedure happening. I then carry out the operation or the procedure required, and at the end of the day, I send the pet home and discuss everything with the client. At school, I was very quiet and I was very shy. I struggled a lot with my confidence. I found that this improved with doing lots of work experience, getting involved in lots of sports clubs, and going to university where I met lots of new people. I always worked very hard at school, particularly during my GCSEs and my A-levels, because I needed really good grades to apply to vet school. To apply for vet school, I was required to study chemistry and biology, and a few vet schools that I applied to also asked that I had either physics or maths. In the end, I studied chemistry, biology, physics and history because that was something I always loved when I was at school. I think studying biology probably helped prepare me the most for my degree and my subsequent career. I think the most relevant topics that we studied were concerned with the different organs, such as the heart or the kidneys, and this is knowledge that I use in my career even today. Studying chemistry prepared me well for studying topics at university such as biochemistry and pharmacology. Pharmacology involves understanding how drugs work in the body, and this is of course very important in my job. A knowledge of physics allowed me to understand how different diagnostic imaging methods such as ultrasonography and x-rays were possible, and I use these diagnostic tests every week at work. I definitely chose the right A-levels in order to best prepare myself for my career. My knowledge gained from studying science A-levels prepared me very well for further study at university. Studying history actually prepared me very well for writing essays at university also. In order to do my job well, there are a few skills that are vital to have. You need to be good at working in a team, you need to have really good communication skills, you have to have excellent customer service skills, and you need to be really good at problem solving. You need to have really great decision making skills, and you have to have a lifelong commitment to learning. My best piece of advice for young people is to gain work experience in whatever area you think you might be interested in before applying to study or before applying for the job. It will give you a good idea of what your job might look like, and it shows a commitment to working in this area also. It gives you a good opportunity to ask people who already do the job any questions that you might have regarding the job role.